Did you know using a frame sometimes helps to improve your photography skills? Today we're going to be talking about 3 ways to level up your photography, including leading lines, framing, and of course the classic rule of thirds. But to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to show and explain a little bit, so let's get going. All right, so I know what you're probably wondering, what's the first technique? And the first technique is leading lines. Now you can use this in all types of environments. In fact, it can be curved roads, it can be out in the nature, it can be all sorts of things. But to give you a better example, I'm using the staircase. And the staircase is probably the easiest because there's multiple types of lines here. You have the handrail, which is giving you a line. You have the stair set, which is also drawing you in. And then you also have the stairwell itself, which has a little bit of a line. So the goal is to draw your viewer's attention directly into those lines. So for example, I'm gonna put some photos up right now where you can see that I've used leading lines that add a different depth and dimension that help bring out your subject. Your goal is to make your viewer see down those lines or around those lines to your subject of what you're trying to focus on. All right, so the next technique is called framing. Framing can be used on anything. In this case, I'm using the mirror. And just like in the beginning, I was using that matte frame that you would see in a picture frame. But the idea of this topic is to really draw the viewer's attention directly where you want them by framing your subject in some sort of object. Now you can use a mirror, but you can also use other things that help illuminate your subject. Let me show you. Another great way to actually do this is use something like a hallway. A hallway, you can get pretty creative. You can make sure your subject is directly in the middle and you can use the frame of the hallway. Check out a few of these other examples that I've done actually out in the real world, which has helped frame up my subjects nice and neat and gives a unique perspective that you can utilize out in the field as well. All right, so now that we've talked about framing, which I'm doing exactly in here between the 2 windows behind me, we're gonna be talking about rule of thirds. Now, rule of thirds is something I absolutely love to do. Essentially, you gotta think of it as there's 2 vertical lines splitting the screen as well as 2 horizontal lines splitting the screen as well. And your task is to find where you wanna place that subject on the intersection of any of those lines. Now, I'm gonna be showing some examples, but just to give you a little bit of an idea, why don't we take that more into this interview status and see what it's like. Now, I'm sure you've seen this technique used in several documentaries where you have to get a side profile picture. Now, as you can see, I'm off to one side of the screen, but the vertical and the horizontal lines are intersecting right where my face is. Now, I'm sure you can see how to use the rule of thirds to exemplify your subject, just like this. So next time you're out shooting, try the rule of thirds. It's really to align and give you different perspective on the way you're shooting so that you can also capture some of the background, add a little bit more drama to the scene, and provide a unique perspective that the viewer may enjoy. All right, so learning how to level up your photography game can be as simple as learning 3 new tricks in composition, which can take your whole skill to another level and allow your clients to really see how your work stands out from the others. Now, if this video has helped you, you may want to check out how AI in Lightroom can save you up to 60 minutes, or if you're shopping around for a new lens, you may want to see how one lens can do it all. With that, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video.